was. Ah,
What's your favorite scary movie?
uh, I don't know, man. I got a list.
Just gonna throw you one of mine, and I'm gonna see what you can reciprocate with. Okay.
Reciprocate.
So when I
Say
was
that 5 times fast.
reciprocate, 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 reciprocate. Uh,
It wasn't fast enough.
nah, fuck you, man. That was pretty good. That shit was good. No, so this movie I watched when I was a little kid, and I wasn't expecting it to be scary, but it actually ended up being a really good movie, and it actually really scared the shit out of me as a kid. But The Sixth Sense, back before M. Night Shyamalan sucked,
Yeah.
before he went down this dark and ridiculous road, he had bangers like The Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis and what the hell was that kid's name?
Oh,
Some
Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, he was on the fucking boys. But dude, it's an amazing film. It even watching it as an adult, like it took me till the end of the movie to be like, oh, I get he's a fucking ghost. What the fuck?
Yeah,
But
dude, that was a really good movie, man. It's fucking freaked me out. The
but
the, the
on
one
top of
scene,
yeah,
the one scene in that movie, bro, that I still think about today is when Haley Joel Osment sees the little boy ghost and he's like, follow me." And he takes him to his dad's gun closet, bro. And then he's like, shows him the gun, and then he turns around and he's got a fucking bullet hole in the back of his head. Dude, for some reason, I still think about that fucking shit today.
dude. What that the scene that really fucked me up was the girl in the kitchen. So he's supposed to just be sleeping, and then you just see like this creepy leg walk by, and it's a chick who like slit her throat in the kitchen, and it's just like, dude, this kid has to deal with the most stressful shit. All that could you imagine? Or like, there's a scene where there's a car wreck up ahead, and she's like, oh honey, there's a car wreck, and he's like, yeah, someone died, and she's like, can you see them? And he's like, she's right outside my window. Like it's like what the fuck, dude. But
He had like some type of natural ability, right?
he just could see. I see dead people. That's his thing.
Yeah.
And dude, as a kid, it actually horrified me. But it was a really good movie on top of that, so it's on my list of horror movies.
It was a good movie. And Bruce Willis, did such a good job. That was before he sucked too, but you know, that movie, man, him in that movie, I never knew he was a ghost the entire film till the end. You're like, oh shit. I don't think he knew he was a ghost until the end of
No,
the
he
film.
didn't. That's what the end was. Is like the revelation of like, oh shit, this is the only person who sees me. And like you don't know, like you didn't even notice through the whole movie because he's going through such like a daze and shit.
Yeah.
But then he remembers the night and all that. And yeah, crazy movie, dude. So what you got for me? What you got for me in short?
Bro, so look, man, my uncle Bob introduced me to this movie when I was little. This fat ass fell asleep on the couch on some pizza boxes. But he was playing this movie for me, man, and he was like, "Chuck, watch the movie. It's great. You'll love it." Keep in mind, I was very young at the time. But
Right,
Final Destination, man, and I'm watching this
dude.
movie, man, and like people start dying in the most realistic ways, like shit, like
Yeah,
you can actually happen to you, And I was
yeah.
like, I was
That
just in awe, like this is crazy, man. And at the end of the movie, bro, it was one of those movies where you think the character lives, right?
yeah,
And then you find out in part two that he was actually at the end of the movie, he's walking away from the cafe, and in that scene, he crosses the street and there's a brick building. And you find out in part two that a brick actually fell off that building and killed him, bro.
death doesn't miss. And dude,
No.
I remember watching that movie as well, and it scared the shit out of me because there's a log scene I think on the interstate where like the logs come
Yeah,
down.
that's one of the first scenes in the movie, bro.
Dude, and I still can't drive behind a log truck. Like when I see it, I'm like, oh, I'm getting over. I'm about to pass this motherfucker. I'm not hanging out behind this. I've seen what happens.
Yeah, it's that movie
It's-
fucking freaked me out. Excuse my language, but it
no, that's a
freaked
really
me out.
good one. That's a really good
Yeah,
one. Final Destination. Holy shit.
yeah. What's your number two, bro?
Well, like I said, there's no real order here, dude. But like Final Destination, that's a really good one because like the type of movie that is kind of crazy.
I
But
never thought of it as a horror movie, man.
but
Always
it
thought it was
is.
like I know, but I
Yeah.
always thought it was like a suspense thriller type movie,
It
bro.
was because it was everything was, you didn't know if this was going to get him or that was going to get him. But
Right.
my follow up to that would be the House on Haunted Hill. So the reason it can kind of compare is it was a movie suggested by my sister. My sisters are older than me, and they've seen horror movies, and they're like, you know what, we're going to expose Matt to it because it scared the shit out of them. So if it scared the shit out of them, they knew it was going to scare the shit out of me. So basically, it's a eccentric millionaire offers a bunch of diverse group of people to stay one night in this mansion for $1,000,000, and everybody's like, "Fuck yeah, easy, gonna do it." But they don't realize that the mansion's actually fucking haunted. And there were so many scenes in this movie that really fucked me up, where I was like, well, now
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't walk down dark hallways anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that movie was freaky, bro. And people in that movie, man, a lot of them got like. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they like got separated, and that's when the killing happened,
dude,
right?
I always thought that what if they all just stayed in the lobby? You know, would something came and got them, or if they just chilled there, would have everything been fine? They all ventured into the mansion, and they all got fucked,
Yeah,
except for two people. There, it was a two survivor one, uh,
not
but it
too
was
bad, not too bad
no,
for two survivors, you know.
but
The
dude,
movie,
it was a tough movie. Like it was not a like it
for
was
sure, bro,
gory. You didn't know what was gonna happen to everyone, and it
for
sucked getting
sure.
through. So it definitely scared me. So I'll throw that one too on my list. I got some way bigger bangers than that as far as
Right.
classics, but this one affected me. So
I'm gonna follow that one up, man, with one of my all-time favorites, and this is actually excuse me, Rob Zombie's first production, man, was House of a Thousand Corpses.
I
And
remember when that came
there
out.
was no survivor in that film. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
It was one of those films where the psychos win, you know. And I was creeped out about this movie for
I I
because
remember.
the whole film, bro, he takes you into this home and you think it's just some crazy family. But then when the chick gets loose, bro, and she kind of goes underground, you start to see like some
Dude,
weird, freaky shit, and you're like, "Holy shit, bro, this dude got."
progressively, yeah.
Yeah, and it was crazy, man. And you know, I still call people that are really tall today tiny, just because of that movie. You know,
Not like Robin Hood Men in Tights or Robin Hood,
right?
you know.
But
Uh,
but that to me, man, House of a Thousand Corpses was one of those movies, bro. Like,
that was a scary movie. I
you
remember
don't
being
really,
everybody was so pumped that it was a Rob Zombie movie that like it didn't matter. Everybody was like, "Yeah, fucking murder up," you know. It was like, "Oh shit."
dude. I actually watched an interview with him on Rogan, and that movie got turned down by the studio,
I
and
believe
so
it.
he went to another studio where they approved it, and then they shot that film at the same studio that didn't approve it to begin with. So I was,
Oh,
and
great.
it's like the irony, you know, it's like
They didn't want their
this.
name on it, dude. They didn't want their name on it.
Exactly. Yeah, they didn't want their name on it. But that same studio that denied the film to make the film now supports the film. And Universal has a whole fucking theme park full of, you know, House of a Thousand. Like, how ironic is that?
That's
You,
how
you
it
know,
goes, dude. That's how it goes. Oh, it was great. Oh, we love it too.
you're right.
Yeah. That's it. Oh man.
Uh,
Oh shit.
what you got for me next, bro?
We've actually talked about this previously. The fourth kind.
Oh
So
yeah, dude.
the reason this movie gets me, it's a different kind of freaky for me. I love to believe that there's aliens out there in extraterrestrial life, and I've brought this up in our Prey video. There's nothing more terrifying than a more intelligent being hunting you. Because the whole point that a human has of being an alpha, the fact that we can kill great white sharks and lions and tigers and bears, is because
Oh
we're
my.
smart. Yeah, it's because we're smart. But if something's smarter than you, fuck. So
Yeah.
aliens scare the shit out of me. And this movie goes deep into like the psychological mystery. Like it's a psychologist in Nome. They perform hypnosis on a couple of these people who've really stressed out and shit. And what they saw in their hypnotherapy fucking freaked them out. Then she says, like, oh, they all saw owls. And then she saw an owl. So she does hypnotherapy and she freaks the fuck out. It's crazy. And it scared the shit out of me.
The reason why I like that movie, man, because I dig true stories, and that's
Yeah,
based off a lot of
it's
true
based off
events.
Nome, Alaska, where they're
Yeah,
actually since the 1960s.
the abduction capital of the world is Noma.
There's disappearances like that, and an alarming percent of disappearances go off in Nome, Alaska. Like it has facts behind it, and fuck that movie scares the shit out of me. I'll never go to Nome, Alaska.
Yeah, I like that movie. That was a good choice.
Mila Jovovich was in it, and who was her character name? Abigail Emily Tyler was the psychologist name, which was a real person. So crazy shit, right there.
It's even worse. It's even worse when the movie's based off of a true story or true
And
events.
she's portraying a real person.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So I'm not 100% sure if you've seen this film. Um, but when I was younger, man, I was introduced to this film, and I don't think it was a big movie, pretty at all. But it's called Mimic, man, and and it's basically similar. It's like it's not aliens, but it's these fucking mutated cockroaches, bro, that kind of look like human beings, and they can take on the disguise. Like
Is this
people think they're humans.
where there's a kid in the subway?
Yeah,
I have seen this fucking movie. I have. Holy shit.
yeah.
They
Yeah, dude, and he's playing with the spoons and stuff, bro. And he like they kind of talk, like he thinks he's talking to him, dude. It's that movie, bro, was intense because we grew up in New Orleans, and you got fucking the
they've had
cockroaches,
cockroach swarms, motherfucker.
bro. The cockroaches down there have pilot licenses. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
dude,
So,
and they ride in fucking groups.
dude, I'm telling you.
It's like a bike rally to Myrtle Beach, dude. It's crazy.
But that movie, man, was it was just insane. Like, of course, it's not a true story, but it's like, damn,
Right.
man.
I mean, it's the idea, though. It's the idea. Especially if you don't like cockroaches, Mimic will fuck you up.
And I don't like cockroaches, bro, but this movie, they had these faces that kind of simulated a human face, and
they were acting like people. That's what was
y'all. Yeah, they were, and it's like they were like an intelligent race of cockroaches, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
like ancient underground cockroaches that they mimicked you, and it was fucking wild.
Yeah, it was interesting. Interesting movie. If you haven't seen it, I'd check that one out.
Dude, I have nothing like that except one movie, and it's a really good one. And I'm not tooting my own horn. It's Stephen King, so it's a good one. But I mean, there's a lot of shitty Stephen King movies, but the stories are usually good. But Pet Sematary, dude, the original Pet Sematary. This movie scarred me as a kid. I remember seeing the opening scene, the kid getting hit by like the truck,
18-wheeler, yeah,
and you just see like the shoe left over. Like I remember being like that shit scarred me. And then the idea of it coming back to life and just haunting you further and trying to kill you, like absolutely terrifying. This director was Mary Lambert, and I think she fucking nailed it. I've never known this person in any other movies. Of course, she's probably done things I'm just not aware of. But she fucking killed.
The boy's name in that movie that got hit, his name was Gabe. The only reason why I remember that, no, Cage. Was it Cage or Gabe? I can't remember. I think it was Gabe, though, because my neighbor named her son after that kid.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm serious, dude. That was her favorite movie, bro. And I was like, how is that your favorite movie? Like, look, man.
How do you
I
watch
want
that intro over and over? That movie horrified me. That's what's on my fucking horror list.
I know it was a horrible movie, bro, and fucking everything came back that you buried in Pet Cemetery, you know, and it was
And it came
and
back
that kid.
aggressive.
Oh, bro, he tried to kill the whole family, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't
Yes.
seen it in years, bro, but he yeah,
Well, I think
I
he killed the mom and then he buried the mom or some shit. Or I don't know. No, it got out of hand.
yeah,
It got
it
out of
really
hand.
did, bro. It Stephen King's a master of horror, bro. He must take a lot of psychedelics or some shit,
That
you
dude.
know,
That
like
I do I have another Stephen King one here? I don't think so. No, I'm surprised. Absolutely surprised. I don't have another Stephen King on here.
I have one Stephen King on my list, I
Well, let's see.
believe.
I had Pet Cemetery. What's your Stephen King?
Dude, my Stephen King man is it. And I'm talking about the original
Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah.
uh what was his name?
Look, the reboot wasn't bad for. Well, it's not a
No,
reboot.
no, no. It wasn't bad
It
at all,
wasn't
dude.
bad, but the original,
But
dude, the balloon in the library, like it pops in the blood. It's just like that scene when it first came, dude. It just hit different.
it's just you can't do it better than can't remember your boy's name, bro. Fuck. But he hasn't been in anything in years. He's got a very terminal illness now where he can't act or anything. But
Insert.
yeah. Um but he was up in Congo, you know, things like that. He was a very big
Another wonderful movie right there.
uh yeah, I can't remember his name right now. Having a huge brain fart, bro. But Tim Curry.
Oh, dude,
You
yeah.
cannot get any better than Tim Curry, bro.
Tim Curry's a
He
beast.
Dude, he made that clown, bro. He made that clown. And look, man, you can compare the two, the old and the new, but the old movie, bro, it was very different than the new movie.
It
They did a
was.
lot of things differently, you know. But at that time, when that movie came out, and you know, in the 90s, late 80s, watching that shit, bro, you're just like you're a kid, bro, and this clown's killing kids, you know? That horrified me, bro, that I could go and you know, at the local carnival, you know, that guy might kick. It made me
Yeah,
scared of clowns, bro.
you're not
Like,
safe, and
yeah,
adults can't help you.
yeah, I did not
Yeah,
like clowns specifically because of that movie, bro. It was just, no siree.
that'll do it for you.
Yeah, I did not get down with the clown, bro.
No.
It was
Dude,
not
I
down.
remember parts of that movie. That was a movie I ran out of multiple times as a kid. Like they'd be playing in the front room. I had older siblings, and they'd be like, "Nope," right back out. Because
Yeah.
I was the one who was obviously the prey of these motherfuckers. I was the youngest one in the room. Fuck that. A monster that goes
Mhm.
after children? No thanks. But
Mm-mm.
watching it in adulthood, I was like, yeah, I was right to run out the fucking room. And the remake wasn't bad, and I think they did good for scary moments, but it just it's not the same. The originals are the originals for a reason. There's a reason they remake these motherfuckers. Um,
I think I feel like they remake them because they're running out of originality, bro. So they're trying to take movies that were hits back in the day and like, oh, let's see if we can make more money on it
well,
today, you
that's
know?
why I've dated. Actually, on that subject, I'm just gonna flow into my next one, dude. The Omen. So the original, not the one they fucking remade. But yeah, The Omen. Uh,
That was a good movie, bro.
That movie was terrifying. Imagine you having a son who's born on June 6th, 1966, fucking, and you have
And he's the Antichrist.
and he's the Antichrist, and he's literally making everyone around you die. And the music in this movie is terrifying. Like it, I think they won an Oscar. What's his name? Jerry Goldsmith. I wrote it down. Jerry Goldsmith was the composer, and he wrote an Oscar. And just to tie that, I'm gonna tie two in here if you don't mind. Psycho as well. Psycho was known to be such a horror because the music was so well. And Alfred Hitchcock himself said this movie is like 33% music. It wouldn't be
So
what it
Psycho's
is.
on your list too.
Yeah, I just threw in the two. So the
Hmm.
Omen and the Psycho both are known for their scores, as in their music scores being what makes them terrifying, and they're proof of like musical genius. So yeah, the Omen and Psycho I threw in there together at the same time.
Yeah, they got a lot of I think the music in horror movies makes a big difference on how the individual gets scared, you know.
And the
You know,
two I just named set the fucking bar.
right.
They're like the early. It's like Elvis to rock and roll. You know, these guys set the bar for music in the horror movie industry.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I agree, man. Those The Omen was a sick movie, bro. And I don't mean like nasty. I mean like it was intense
Yeah,
because
it
it
fucks you,
it yeah, bro. Like think of that mother that has a child and he
and
becomes a
it's
fucking
literally
serial.
yeah.
He
It's
becomes a
this.
serial killer. You know, you're like, oh God, I gave
He
birth to
literally
the
is
Antichrist.
making
You know,
things fall on people. You know, like it's fucking
yeah.
crazy. And he
It's,
just has this glint in his eye. And like, oh, what was that quote that she was like, "Oh, do they not want to play with you?" And he's like, "They're afraid of me." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
yeah.
Yeah. They're like, "Why are they
Um,
afraid of you?" And he's, I forgot what he said, but it's terrifying. And it's like a little kid. So
yeah.
fucking The Omen and Psycho. Psycho's legendary. It's a classic movie that if you're a horror film fan, you should just see it. The Omen as well. They're both early '60s, mid '70s, older movies, but they
You get to
set the
see
bar.
Jamie Lee Curtis's mother's tits in that movie too. You know.
You do, and you definitely do, and it's scary and fun titties.
They invented the shower murder scenes, bro.
Psycho did. Alfred Hitchcock really knew where to hit you when you were vulnerable, and
Yep.
showering and the idea of getting stabbed while naked and wet. It,
Hmm.
it's unsettling. He did well. Um,
Yeah. And
Creepy,
Norman kept his dead mother in the bed the whole time and was hearing her voice. That movie
dude.
was a class. It set the bar for a lot of movies,
And
bro. It
and it
just
was
made
a
them.
'60s movie, you know,
Yeah,
like,
it
and
was a good
the
movie.
black and white to me made it more scary.
Hmm.
Like,
Dude, those movies that were filmed like that, horror movies that were filmed in black and
it's
white, were
it's
definitely
unsettling.
more scary. Oh
It's
yeah,
unsettling. It's hard to
yeah.
watch. So if you want to bust out two real quick, let's hear them.
So, bro, another movie, man, that, since we're talking about black and white right now, this movie wasn't filmed in black and white, dude, but it had a television in it that would go back to that old school staticky black and white. You know what I'm saying?
I already know what you're
Poltergeist,
talking about.
bro.
I already know what
Poltergeist
you're talking
was
about.
was an intense movie, and I'm not talking about the new one. I'm
No,
talking about the original. That movie was insane
dude,
because how many times did you wake up in the middle of the night, bro, when your movie finished and it was just static in black and white, bro?
dude. Even yeah, I
You
was
know?
gonna say that's what made it worse. Is like being a kid and being like, oh hey, the TV, like the thing you're attracted to,
Yep. And it was a kid in the movie, bro.
right? And
You know?
get the fucking kid back, dude.
Yeah.
That movie's absolutely scary. And then like when like shit falls in your house, that's what I think of instantly.
Well, that's what a poltergeist is, bro. It's basically a ghost that wreaks havoc on you.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
that one does it to the extreme.
oh, for sure. But that's what I mean. Like every time, dude, look, I was living at an apartment complex one time, man, and I was sleeping on a sofa, bro. All
Yeah.
right, and I had my grandmother's like fucking flower painting that she gave me hanging over the couch, and dude, I was sleeping on the couch, man. Was playing a movie. This is past the time when with the black and white static. It was the movie ended and it was just a blue screen. But dude, the fucking painting fell on me, bro, and woke me up. And then I heard footsteps on the ceiling, bro. Might have been squirrels. I don't know. It's apartment complex. But anyway, dude, it scared
Shit
the
myself.
shit out of me, bro. I ended up waking up, dude, and just not going back to sleep. I could not go back to sleep. I was like, I just
Fucking
had to wait.
poltergeist, bro. You just all you're thinking of
That's
is
all I was thinking of, dude. I was like, all right, man, I just gotta
don't
wait
turn
until
on.
the
What
sun
if the
comes
TV
up.
came on, dude? Oh fuck.
Right?
Nope.
I just
Don't
I
touch
just
that
gotta
TV.
wait. I just gotta wait till the sun comes up or I can't go back to sleep, bro. It was one of those times. I don't know if you ever experienced that where you're like, all right, I can't sleep in the dark right now. I gotta have the lamp on or something, bro. Like it
Yeah.
was one of those. It was one of those, man. Now the next movie, man, they haven't made a remake of it, but they have come out with a recent one's a continuation of it.
Like a
But
sequel.
like a sequel, yeah. With this movie was the first movie that my mom and dad rented from Blockbuster. That's how old we are. Yeah, it still was Blockbuster.
Oh
Um,
my
but
god.
they rented this movie from Blockbuster, bro, and they tell my sisters and I, you can't come up in here while we're watching this movie. Of course, my sisters, they went outside, did some shit with their friends, and my little ass was like, you know what? What's so bad about this movie? I just had to watch it, bro. So,
Yeah.
you
They tell
know,
you no, you got to.
right, I was a little rebellious bastard. But anyway, I'm sneaking behind the couch, man, while my mom and their friends are in the living room, bro. It was like couples night or whatever. Neighbors from down the street were over watching this film. And I'm sneaking in the back, bro. I'm looking over the side of the couch and I'm watching this film. And it's the beginning of the film, bro. And it's Scream, dude. Okay. And he calls him up and it's like, what's your favorite scary movie? And I'm just like, holy
Hell
shit,
yeah.
she's up in the kitchen and stuff, bro. And then she
And
gets
she's
chased
into
down.
it. She's into
Yeah,
it. She's like,
yeah,
well,
right. And then I just get, she runs outside the house, bro, and he just starts stabbing her, bro. And
right
I'm
there.
just like,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude! Look, I never finished that movie till like 3, 4 years later. Like
Yeah.
I left out the house, bro. I ran down the street by my buddy's house, and we started playing some Mario Kart or some shit on
You
Super
needed that eye
Nintendo.
bleach, bro. Some
Yeah,
emergency eye bleach.
bro, it was bad. And then I find out like 4 years later, it was just like an actual person in a Halloween costume. But the
Yeah.
reason why that
It was
movie
just a
scared me
jock.
so much was because before that movie came out, when I saw that guy on screen, we had just come back from the Halloween store previously the day before.
Ghostface,
All
yeah.
right. And I seen that costume, bro, and I was like, holy shit. So it just like at my age at the time, I was like, somebody can dress up like that and just start killing motherfuckers,
Yeah.
like, and it didn't take place on
It's never.
Halloween. It was
By the
just
way, that Halloween was the first Halloween that shit was out, and then it was never not out since. It's still
yeah.
It's a Hollywood iconic mask. Scream, the Ghostface. It's everybody does it, and it's funny because Scary Movie butchered it into the ground. It's like,
Oh, totally. Yeah, oh, dude, they totally did, bro. But that movie was scary, bro. As a
yeah,
kid, it
definitely.
terrified me. I was like, and it was like at that time, slasher movies weren't a big thing anymore.
Yeah.
They had come through this transition, but it was the first slasher movie of its kind in a long time. It was like
Oh,
10,
dude,
15 years
actually,
after slasher movies, bro. They came out with Scream, and it was
well,
like
one of
huge.
mine are the probably one before they cut out. I got Child's Play, so that came out in 1988, and then of course we got some with some like Freddy movies and stuff in the 90s and all that, but Scream really had that break and it came out. What was that the early 2000s or the late 90s?
It was the mid 90s, bro, like 97, 98.
Was it 98? Oh shit.
Yeah, so it was like
Yeah.
late 90s. And it was a scary movie, bro. Child's Play though, man, that movie.
Child's Play freaked me out because I imagined it happening to me. Like I had a little teddy bear that I used to sleep with, and to think that it could come alive and murder people and betray me, like is like a what? Like so as a kid, that movie terrified me.
Thing about Child's Play, even when I was a kid, I wasn't necessarily scared of Child's Play because I always just imagined myself like punting Chucky, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody
But
has a
when
knife though.
But bro, what scared me is that the little motherfucker just showed up at random time. He was like the silent killer, bro. Every blue moon, somebody would walk in and be like, "Oh, it's a doll," you know. But then they turn around and he's gone. He
Well,
disappeared,
there
and
was
then
a
he's like
scene in that
jumping off the
movie.
ceiling or some shit.
Yeah. No, literally though, he's like a little parkour guy. Because in that
Yeah,
movie, the scene that really got me was the mom was sitting in the front room, and Chucky gets out of bed. The kid falls asleep, and Chucky runs by, and the mom was like, and you just see a flash of Chucky go by, and she looks and doesn't see shit, and I'm like, yo, there's a fucking murder doll running behind you, like, holy shit. But it got me, and obviously he was iconic. He was part of the slasher era, but the first one was good, and it started a
oh,
huge series.
It did. It did. But I gotta say, man, since you're on the subject of Chucky, this isn't on my list or anything. But I gained a lot of respect for the Chucky character when Bride of Chucky came out.
That shit
You
was
know,
funny too, though. Like,
it was
which
funny,
well,
bro.
that's the
But
thing. Also with Child's Play, Child's Play was funny as well. Like,
yeah.
Child's Play had funny scenes.
But it was a serious film. So like when you see Bride of Chucky, it's like she's bringing Chucky back. So you already know a lot of the backstory on Chucky. But he was just like this, like kind of like a laid back doll that just wanted to, instead of fucking going out and partying, his idea of partying was just stabbing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But it's like he did things in that movie like like the gas station scene when they roll up at the gas
Oh
station
yeah.
and he fucking's like smoking a joint, and then he just stuffs the fucking the shirt into the gas tank, and he lights it, and he just hurry up and walks back to the van, and then that motherfucker blows up. It's like he was just
He's
at
a
that
little
point,
savage, bro.
bro. I'm telling you, dude, he was that silent killer, bro. You just didn't know when you were gonna get hit with Chucky, bro. He
Yeah.
was and he had the perfect disguise,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and you got to remember, like, when I was a baby when this game came out, so I saw
Yeah,
this when I was like
yeah.
5 or 6. By the way, I was the youngest of a bunch of kids, and I had an older brother, and like he definitely watched horror movies. Like he was kind of like, there was a goth phase, and he was in it.
Yeah.
So like I saw it all, Dusk Till Dawn, all of it. Like I walked by it, ran away from it, whatever.
Yeah, he's the only guy I ever knew in my life that had a rat for a pet. Yeah,
Two, you two.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
yeah. Anyway, moving past Child's Play, I only have one more slasher like person, but
all right, dude. The next movie, man. This movie was was interesting to me, but to me, man, look, it was a horror movie. It freaked me out a little bit, but I mainly watched it because of the main character. I just had like this big crush on her, bro. Back in the day, she had some nice titties. You know what I'm saying? But I know what you did last summer, bro. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
yes,
You know, I
yeah,
I was like, dude, I just at that point in my life, I was like, I just want to watch this movie to watch her in the movie. But
yeah.
but I knew some shit was gonna go down. But that
That's
was another
that's
movie
the ice
where
hook, dude. Yeah,
yeah, but it was one of those movies where it's kind of like Scream, except he
you didn't
didn't
know when he was
disguise.
gonna get you, and yeah,
Yeah, but he didn't disguise himself neither, bro.
you
He
well
just
you
went.
you had no idea who the fuck he was.
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah,
know. He was just like a ghost in the whole movie, bro. And that was Jack Black's first role, bro. Not a lot of people
really,
know that.
I didn't
That
know
was
that.
his first role, dude. He was the guy. He was one of their friends at the party, and he was literally walking on a dock, smoking a joint, and got killed. That was his first role, bro.
No, that's so
Yeah,
crazy. Wow, what a
yeah,
fucking knowledge drop.
yeah.
Well,
Jack
since
Black,
we're
man.
still on the slasher, dude, that's fucking. I remember when that movie came out, and I actually remember the hype for it. And I didn't see that movie till it came out on Sci-Fi. Uh,
It was a big movie back in the day,
it
but
was.
she was huge back in the day, man.
It was a really big movie, and I remember the hype for it. And I didn't see it till much later. Um, but I do remember that I was like, yeah, immediately when you said, I know what you did last summer. I imagined a guy getting hit by a car and then ice hooks. Uh,
Oh, Scary Movie did a take on that too, bro.
yes, yes. Scary Movie's amazing. They did very well. So I guess I'll match your slasher with another slasher since we've been neck and neck with slashers. I guess. Uh, this is obvious. You're gonna understand this one immediately. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The
Oh yeah, that's a
1974
classic, bro.
one. It's like a suspense horror, and you never know what's gonna be around the next corner type shit. Even the remake was scary, but it doesn't compare to the original. But yeah, I was a young lad when I found out about Leatherface, and it definitely creeped me out. When you know and get told what everything is, like, hey, that's skin on his face. You're like, what?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no! It makes it even worse, just to know that he's already caught so many victims, and it's a true fucking story.
yeah.
Or well, his character is based on a true story.
Yeah, his character's based on. See, when I was growing up, dude, I was told that movie was based off of a true story.
So
But
you
then I
knew it's real.
realized, but then I realized it wasn't based off of a true story. But
Yeah.
the character Leatherface was based off of a real person,
Yes.
Ed Gain, who was a serial killer who would kill his victims and skin them and wear their skin.
Yeah.
And
And oh god, dude. He
it
he
was
would he
it.
had body parts in jars. He had you sent me this, dude, the fucking
Yeah.
couch with the
Oh,
faces
dude,
on it.
just all people, bro. It was he was a sick individual. The
Yeah.
movie though, bro, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a classic though. That
Absolute
movie,
classic, dude. You will
that
be at the edge of your seat.
that's probably the only classic on our list, honestly. On my, I don't even think I
I
have a classic on the list,
I have like 3 more classics lined up.
but yeah,
uh and I use Pet Cemetery. That's a fucking classic right there.
that's another classic. Yeah,
I feel bad. I kind of sold out on the classics. Because I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is an obvious banger, but dude, I remember being fucking terrified. Um,
that
it
movie
it
was really hit hard, bro.
it,
It
it
did,
hit me
especially
much
when
harder
we were
than
younger.
Halloween did. Like it hit me harder than Halloween. Halloween was like suspenseful and scary. Yeah, girls running away, terrifying. But dude, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like fucking savage. You know, it was like, yeah, this dude fucking doesn't care. He wants your teeth. He wants your skin. You
Yeah,
know,
he
like
wanted, dude, that
ugh,
movie was, it was no joke when I was a kid, bro.
you're cattle to him. You're
That was like
material
the
for his
movie
art
everybody
project.
wanted to see.
He's
Like,
like a
holy,
living Cenobite. You know, like Jesus fucking Christ.
right? He was, bro.
Yeah,
But dude, I guess I do have a classic on the list since we're talking classics, and I don't think this
let's
is a
go.
classic like Halloween, like uh
These are
Friday the
horror
13th.
movies. Yeah,
Yeah,
these are horror
but
movies.
dude, what I consider a classic and is The Shining, bro. That
Yes,
movie,
psychological horror.
what, dude, that movie fucked me up, bro.
I can't
Like
tell you how many times I've watched that movie.
it was basically kind of like The Sixth Sense, bro. The kid
Yeah,
had the
also
ability to
psychological
see,
horror. Yeah,
he had the ability to see his ghost. I didn't know this, dude, until recently, but a coworker was talking to me about Halloween movies, and I was telling her about The Shining, man, and how it's like a movie I typically watch every year during Halloween at least once, man. Because Jack Nicholson's absolute one of my favorites, bro. And he did such a really good
dude,
job in that
it's
movie.
offsetting. The movie's
But,
offsetting.
but this movie has a sequel, bro, and it's called fuck, what's the name of it?
Of
It's
course, there's always a sequel.
Doctor Sleep, bro. And it came out years, bro. Like it just came out like maybe a year or two ago. And it's called Doctor Sleep. It's about the son Danny, who is basically this adult doctor now who still has that same ability. And he meets another individual like him with that ability. And that's as far as I've kind of gotten into the movie because it's a 2.5 hour movie, but I
It's
haven't
yeah.
really got to watch the whole thing. But
I didn't even I've heard of Doctor Sleep, but I didn't even know it was the sequel. But
yeah,
dude, The Shining, it's one of those. Like you said, uh, it's a slow burn. You don't get scared immediately. What scares you is the build up here and the setting. Like imagine
yeah.
being in a giant hotel all to yourself.
But
You
dude,
know,
it's the hotel that's pretty much the enemy, you
the
know?
hotel is haunted, right? It's
Yeah.
fucking terrifying.
But at the end of that movie, he gets like the father loses his shit so much, and then he basically dies and goes into the picture at the last movie, bro. So it's like the hotel collected him. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And that hotel, bro, is a real hotel. You can go there. It's in Colorado. You can go stay there.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
that hotel in the movie.
No,
It's a legit
those
place.
twins fucked me up.
Oh yeah, the twin. Oh man,
Or the
the lady
old
in the
woman.
bathtub, bro.
Oh, yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on. Go watch The Shining. That's definitely a great horror movie. It's a slow burn. It gets you, and when the shit hits the fan, the shit hits the fan.
Hardcore, bro.
Um,
Hardcore.
I mean, I this isn't as classic. Well, actually, I don't know. It's a different kind. I'm going with a Sam Raimi here. Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, classic duo, and I'm
Yeah,
going.
I know what you're talking about. It's one of my favorite movies in the world.
Well, yeah, Evil Dead 1 specifically, but 2 is just as good. They're gory horror classics, and they're a lead up to one of our favorite movies of
My
all time,
favorite movie, Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness. And we love it. We love Ash as a character, and this is basically the origin story, and it's not a cakewalk. Like, you understand why Ash is a badass. It's because look what he fucking goes through in Evil Dead. And then Evil Dead 2, he has to go through this shit again. So you understand why he's this demon-killing badass. But these movies were scary. They were gory. They made your butthole pucker big time, man. Like, it's like arms get ripped off. You're just like, oh, well, that was his friend, and he's cutting him up with a turkey. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And see, like,
even the reboot, I gotta say this, even the reboot was produced by Bruce Campbell. So even the reboot of this,
Sam Raimi,
is pretty fucking good.
I'd say the reboot is probably even more gorier than the originals.
It's more stressful.
It is. But dude, look, I'm sorry, dude. I can't be a fan of the original movie because Bruce Campbell, 1, was not in it, and 2, there was no Ashley in the movie. Because, Bruce Campbell, Ashley, he made that movie, bro. Like, they could have totally set that up for a new individual to play that role. But
but Bruce Campbell also, like, he's the one who got everyone together to make it. It was his call to make an Ash. And let's be real, he has a fucking ego. There was no way he was going to make another Ash because he's fucking Ash. So
no, but dude, the originals to me were the best, dude. The reason he's got a chainsaw hand is because his hand gets infected by the deadite.
Exactly.
And he cuts it off. It's the only part. And then he came out years later with Ash versus Evil Dead, which was a great series, man. I absolutely love that series, bro.
And all of it started with Evil Dead.
Yeah, that movie blew him up, man. It was such a good movie.
Such a good movie, yeah.
Yeah, I love it, dude. That's a real, probably the best one on your list in my opinion so far.
I fully understand that because it's a cult following and love to any Ash fans out there, any Evil Dead fans.
Yeah,
we're in it. It's one of our favorites, and we never talked about this prior. We were just kind of like, "Oh, you love Ash? Yeah, I love Ash. We both fucking love Ash."
Yeah, dude. And I'm like,
Sam Raimi. I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan too.
Out of those 3 films, bro, my favorite is Army of Darkness. I like Evil Dead. I like
it's
Evil
the
Dead
Ash
2.
Movie. It's the full.
But he's already established.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's already established. It's funny. It's great.
It's a good mix.
Then, man,
it's clever.
The animation in those movies back then was like a mix with like a little CGI and some claymation. Like the skeletons running around with a knife. Come here, I'll cut your fucking spleen. Like, dude, that shit was hilarious, bro.
Get your fucking spleen.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's good shit.
I only have one more left, so your list must be dwindling as well.
I got 2 more left. Yeah. So bro, the movie I'm gonna throw out next, and this is another original, not the remake, but Dawn of the Dead. Although Dawn of the Dead, the remake, was also pretty damn good. A better remake, in my opinion. But the original, bro, was the
Might I add on to yours? I actually wanted a Night of the Living Dead, which came out before, also a George A. Romero. Just as fucking good. Just as scary.
Yeah, he's got Island of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
And they're all pretty fucking good.
Yeah. My Uncle Tony, man, used to have this movie on his DVD, right? His big horror fan.
By the way, these are the OG zombies movies. These are what started this crazy.
It was started all, dude. George A. Romero started the zombie
the
trend.
Father of it.
But when I watched this movie, all right, I didn't watch it for you. In fact, I watched the remake before I watched the original.
I liked the remake. The remake was cool.
Dude, I thought the remake was great. That's what I'm saying. I think it was a better remake, right? But I watched the remake before I watched the original. As a kid, man, my Uncle Tony, big horror film, dude, he watched all these sci-fi. I mean, dude, like sci-fi was on every time you walked in this dude's house, right? But I'd never watched Dawn of the Dead. He just had the DVD on his DVD stand. I mean, the VHS on his VHS stand with facing forward. So I specifically remember the cover of that VHS with just the zombie face
Yeah.
coming into the light, and I was just like,
Which is an iconic thing in itself.
yeah, dude. And I always wanted to watch it, bro, but they just told me I couldn't watch it. It was too
I,
intense. It wasn't for kids, and
understand.
blah 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 blah.
Fully
So years
understandable.
later,
I didn't watch it till I was an adult.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, and so years later, the remake came out. Saw it in theaters, bro.
Hmm.
And after that, I watched the original. And man, in the original, the most iconic line in the original movie, and I think it was the tagline for the movie too, was that when hell gets full, the dead will rise. They
Yeah.
never said anything about that in the remake of the movie. It wasn't even a concept. But in the original movie, the zombies, after watching the remake, the original movie, the zombies were not scary whatsoever, and they were slower.
No,
They were
it was
easily
almost
dodgeable.
comical, dude. It was kind of
Yeah,
funny.
it was. But it's the idea of being trapped in a mall, and having zombies there and outside. Like
Dude,
it
it
was
was cool
intense.
as shit. And they had a guy with an
But
ammo shop across, and they were talking
yeah.
about the signs. They would be like Barbara Streisand, and then shoot the
Yeah,
fucking guy.
that was in the remake,
That was
bro.
the
And that's
remake, yeah,
yeah, but that shit was the remake was phenomenal, bro. I think the
yeah.
remake was really good. I
But the
think the
OG
original
was
was real good.
was more horrifying.
Well, yeah, dude. When you watch it, it like I said, they're two different films,
They
right?
are completely
So like,
different
yes,
errors.
remake, but it's different errors. So when you watch the original, you're watching it and you're thinking, "Holy shit, man! This that movie was a banger back in its day."
Well,
And when
I'm
Dawn of the
actually,
Dead, the remake came out, that was a hit
yeah,
too, man. It just
yeah.
people
It was
loved it,
really good.
man.
It was really
And
good.
and and out of all the series, man, Night of the Living Dead, Island of the Dead, all these movies, bro, none of them compared to Dawn of the Dead. That was like his
Yeah,
best movie ever, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Well, I'm happy you picked a zombie one because the next one I have, it's not really a zombie. It's more of like an infection, alien thing. I don't even know how to describe a simulation. The Thing, the 1982 Kurt Russell one. They did do a remake
Dude,
in the 2000s. It's not as good.
it's a
The
sequel.
Oh, is it? They did
It's a
the
sequel.
Thing, and then they did the Thing. So
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't change the name of it. So I think they rebooted it.
right.
But there
But
might be a sequel to it and then a reboot. But
yeah,
no, this one's crazy. It's R.J. McCready. I'm actually mad at myself because I did a beard video not too long ago, and I called him McCready, and his name is McCready, and I can't believe I did that because I was just trying to do the video quick. But dude, this movie has some absolutely trippy moments that even today, as an '80s movie, as prop designer, will make you fucking like, oh, like you scream. Like there's a part where like they find like one of the bodies of like the former alien, and it's like all fucked up, and they're like, what did this? They have no idea. But then they find one of the infected. They do this blood test. It's super suspenseful, and they find out who it is, and they're burning his fucking body. Then the head fucking severs and grows legs like a spider and starts running away, and you're like, what the fuck? What the
dude,
fuck is this?
what freaked me out about that movie, bro, is that the alien
And you
could
never
mimic
knew.
the human. He could
It
mimic the
turned into
human.
the human, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, bro, is that it
It was
couldn't. The
mimic on
only
crack.
It was, but the only thing that the only way they even understood that it, how to differentiate it was that the alien couldn't simulate inorganic material. So, like, if you had a false tooth or you had a metal hip, or something like that, it couldn't simulate that. So that's the only way they knew is because it infected one guy and he had like some wiring in his jaw or something like that, and some a knee replacement or something, and it mimicked him, but it
It needed to
didn't.
have the biological material, yeah.
Yeah.
And it dude, oh god. Oh, Keith David's in this movie, dude. Keith David
What?
was in this, yeah. Legendary Keith David actor as well. It's I don't know, man. It was really scary, and then the fact that the dog gets away, that shit's crazy.
He was
Uh,
infected.
yeah. And then, but I love how like R.J. McCready and who was the other guy? they were like in a standoff at the end, and they're like, well, "How do I know you're not infected?" And he's like, "Well, I know you're not infected. Well, guess we'll have to wait here and find out." And
Yeah,
fucking neither of them are fucking infected, and it's like, God damn it! It's a great movie. It's a
yeah.
classic.
Dude, Kurt Russell, bro,
It's
he's such a good actor, man, and he
great
did
actor,
such a
yeah.
good job
Oh,
in
he
that movie
fucking
too.
nailed it. He fucking nailed it, and
Everything that
he was
dude's in, I'll
sexy as
watch it.
fuck too. He
Yeah,
had
he
great.
was.
He had a
And he had
great
a
beard.
great fucking beard too.
He did.
Thanks, you owe me a coke. Yeah, he did. He had a great beard, bro. That dude. When
It's
you
all I
when
can
you look
think of right now. I just have his beard. Like, damn.
when you look at that dude, man, he was in like the peak shape of his life in the thing, bro. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
had a
that was his
good
prime.
beard. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, he was in his prime, and he has really good genetics. But
he does. His son's actually, I don't
oh,
know if you
I
know
don't want
this.
to forget to mention this. It is a John Carpenter movie, which John Carpenter himself has so many fucking good
Horror
horror
movies.
movies. So
Yeah, he was great.
I'm naming The Thing, but I'm also saying The Fly. You know, I'm also just fucking
Vampire.
John Carpenter. Period. Go check his shit out. It's amazing.
The
But
the thing, Kurt Russell, bro. I when I was watching,
oh no, you froze.
and this is off subject a little bit, but when I was watching, what is it? Captain America? No. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He actually plays the new Captain America in the film, Agent,
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah,
Agent. He's it's his. I was like, dude, that looks like fucking Kurt Russell, man. So I
yeah.
had to
It's him.
IMDb it, bro. I was like, holy shit, that's his son.
Yeah. Hey, I love you, dude. But you gotta get on the next one. This video is really long.
All right, bro. So my final film, bro,
Yeah,
is
the last of the horror movies.
is the 13th Ghost, bro.
I'm
The
surprised.
13th,
I'm surprised it's coming in this late.
yeah, the 13th Ghost, man. That's my number one out of this.
Oh shit. We were so close, so far away. Oh shit, there he is.
So the
We're
13th Ghost, bro,
right back into it. Nice.
is
Yeah.
my number one video, man. It was absolutely fantastic. Matthew Lillard, bro, did a great job in that movie. But the thing, I had like this supernatural obsession at the time, bro, where I was like, you know, fucking wanting to understand more about like the afterlife and things like that. After I watched that movie, I was like, man, fuck that shit. I don't want nothing to do with it, bro. You know, because like this
Yeah.
dude was like an occultist. He collected all these weird things and
He collected
ghosts.
ghosts. Yeah.
Yeah, he collected ghosts, and I was just like, holy shit, bro.
Which was
He had
really
these
cool
special.
concept. It was original, really cool concept.
Yeah, dude, I'm surprised they haven't remade that movie, bro. Like that movie was
That
a
was a
classic.
yeah, and it was we're missing that originality that they used to have, like a ghost collector. Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, but then when you get stuck there and the ghosts get loose, yeah, ooh, what now, motherfucker?
right. And you had to have a special pair of glasses to even see him, bro.
Just to
You
see
know,
him, dude.
and they
Yeah,
they never did go into detail in the film, like what about these glasses allowed you to see
there's a
these ghosts.
spell. Yeah, there's inscriptions. So the idea is that it's all spells. So the glass is the way like they survived
Yeah,
some
yeah,
of the
it's
because
yeah,
it has
that's
the spell, it has an inscription. So the glasses they wore had an inscription so that they could see. So there were a spell. So it dipped in the mystical side, but it did really good because it kept you totally. It didn't go into it. It was basically like, here's what it is. Here's a small explanation. You're stuck in the middle of it.
yeah. I think
It's
years after I watched that movie, man, I wish they would have come out with another film, kind of like a prequel to it, of him capturing the ghost. You know what I mean? Like what he went through to capture these ghosts. How did he capture these ghosts, bro?
write it down.
Because
We need to pitch that somewhere.
because there's like a scene in the film where he comes against when Matthew Lillard comes across one of the ghosts, and he this ghost is wearing like a mechanic uniform, and he talks about he's like, oh no man, this is one of the worst ones, and blah blah blah. But but at the beginning of the film, it's like the only one that they kind of show you, hey, we're about to capture this ghost, right?
Yeah.
And he's in a junkyard, cars are
Yeah.
stacked on top of
There's like a whole
cars.
team of people out there.
Yeah, right. And it kills, bro. This ghost kills a few of them before they actually capture the ghost. So it's like they should totally do a prequel to that film, bro, showing you how this guy actually captured these ghosts.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a dope ass idea, bro. Because I mean, the movie of them just letting the ghost out was one thing, and it was horrifying and it was intense, and it kept you interested the whole time, bro. But to see a prequel to that movie, bro, be really good.
That would definitely be awesome.
Yeah, I
All right,
think
dude.
so.
Well, we are running low on time. I didn't realize this was going to be an hour-long video. But definitely going to cut you off. We're going to
All
wrap it
good,
up and
bro.
call it out.
I'm Charlie Shit. This is Matt Shit. We're with the Shit Show. Like us, subscribe to us, man, for more content. You guys have a good night. Peace.
Peace. Deuce, Pimpin'.